Welcome to the fucking show. So, what's going on? Well, I'm trying to build a better life. That's ultimately what this fucking comes down to. I'm trying to build a better life and do better things in better ways. And that can be really fucking hard. And it can be uncertain, and it can be lonely, and it can fucking suck. And all those crazy fun factors. Yay. So, I have, for years, worked on improving my consistency, worked on improving my pitch, worked on improving and kind of figuring out what the fuck I want to do. And here's the reality is I only know so much. And I've only done so much, and boy do I have a long way to go on this journey. And that's what makes the journey fucking worthwhile. But one thing that I will give myself credit for is that I still want to try. And even though I have fucked up so many ways along the way, I'm still here fucking trying. So we're going to be kind of doing this a little bit of a hybrid approach. So I started thinking a lot upon, okay, I want to help people. It's something I'm supposed to do. Something I'm born to do, whatever it is. It's supposed to, whatever, right? You can choose whatever narrative or otherwise that you want for any of this shit. To do the things that you want to do, you have to know what you want, know ideally why you want it, because that creates the momentum and the energy behind you. You need a consistent practice of going there. You need to be able to review and adjust your results and then change paths as you go forward, and just continue to do that thing. What we are going to be using for, frankly, I've been committing for the full 100 days of trying to improve business. I am on day 31 of a challenge of trying to help 1,000 people in 100 days, and boy, am I so fucking far behind. That's okay. We're gonna continue on with this. If you fall down, I can easily just say, let's restart, go back to day one, restart, go back to day one. But there's a certain pressure of like, when you restart, you give yourself an out in many ways. And like, it's certainly impressive to show true consistency of going through, but like, if that's not how life really works, right? Like, I heard recently of the idea of success is you can understand success as if you were expecting a pregnancy. And pregnancy is like, all right, in 9-ish months, there's a baby coming. Bearing medical problems, there's a baby coming. The fuck you going to do? You can't be like, oh shit, I didn't get the first 4 months right, let's go back and reset it. No, there's a baby coming. Life is going to continue on. I have played, for instance, video games like Stardew Valley, where I've just restarted days because it wasn't perfect. And that's not how life works. Like, this is it. So here's the framework that we're going to be kind of going off with. 100 minutes a day, working upon the business, trying to build into something better. The idea being, if I only have 100 minutes, what are the most important and valuable things that I can do? So this week we're working on a couple of really unique constraints. Of one, my calendar is going to be my gospel. I have put things in my calendar for taking actions upon this challenge, as well as like eating and exercise and all those different little things, right? And I'm someone who has ADD. If it's not in front of me, it does not exist. So we're working upon that idea, upon putting things in front of me, aka using the calendar to make things exist more. All right. I'm excited. It's aroused. Sure. What I'm going to be doing on this is I'm going to be recording vlog style while working on producing some form of sustainable content. I am now focusing more towards helping businesses versus helping just individuals, but really it's like business owners, executives, founders, and high performers, because I want to help in businesses, and I believe there is a beautiful experience that is going to happen as I interact and I help business owners and help them create better businesses that not only are more profitable, more organized, less stressful, but then that carryover effect happens to the staff as well. And then we can get the transformations from that. So that's what we're going to do. That's how this is going to work. And we'll have all sorts of tweaks and adjusts, like this microphone. I might adjust kind of where it goes, but first things first. We need to know what we're doing. And I use a tool called Notion to track the shit that I'm doing. And I am not in any way saying that. I don't know if I can do I'll be able to do a little screen share. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna do as real and authentic as I freaking can. And I want to. We're gonna do this vlog completely unedited. Like, this is just documenting the fucking journey. Just a 2-hour block of here's the shit. And it's going to be beautifully imperfect. Alright, screen capture. I'll do this screen. Alright, cool. That was not the right thing. So many. Alright, sweet. We're going to go up to here. Cool. So, I'm trying a slightly different approach. I recognize for me, the bigger and crazier I plan things out, the harder it is for me to execute. There's some form of balance in here, and maybe it's just fucking put the pedal to the metal and make shit happen. Now, no, I'm doing this as I'm also juggling my normal day-to-day job. I am still being productive at work. I'm still focusing on the things that matter. But I also recognize there is a certain cycle to it, and that the first couple hours of my day, not terribly important, not many things crazy going on. Also, thank you, Mom. Loves me. I love me to Snoopy. I'm not the Snoop Dogg, but that's the real Snoop Dogg. Okay. What am I doing? I want to create an insane week so that I can actually make progress towards my goals and my dreams. So that I can actually show up as my better self. So that I can be relentless with energy and excitement. And that is what I want to bring. I want to think upon as I go about my weeks is is there an emotion that's going to be a driver? Excitement is going to be a huge driver. Gratitude will be a good driver. Love and appreciation and respect, all those things will be drivers of this. I have set some specific milestones. I want to create 7 pieces of content total. So I want to have a milestone of the first piece of content. I should actually set these up 3 days from now. And then 29th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. I want to do 5 reach outs. I want to have that happen by at least Tuesday, and had a 1 call in person. I'd like to have that happen by Wednesday. Okay. I have some specific things. If I only had 30 minutes to provide value, and some of these things, yes, I use GPT to help kind of summarize, organize my thoughts. But I'm also very keen on do not take shortcuts on the road to success, because they're not short at all, and you're just going to lose stuff along the way. Just as when I teach martial arts, I teach people have the fundamentals of what does and does not work. You have to learn the fundamentals of how to punch before you're going to do, some crazy combination. You just have to start with that. Yeah, do I like this angle? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. All right, either way. So I have a few things. One, I want to show up as Mr. Problem Solver for my family. So I've got an ice maker to fix. I've got a Costco run due. This is me doing some experiments upon how I put things into my calendar. Because what happens is... I want to try to do something for an element of privacy upon this. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Cool. So I have found great success with using a calendar that is based upon words, that is based upon time blocking. So I have time blocks for kind of everything that I do. Is this the final form? Fuck no. Am I going to learn so much shit along the way? No. Like, yes, I will. But, like, this is where I'm kind of getting started. So, where was I? But anyway, it will carry over. Hold on, that did not work well. All right, so some things like my Costco run takes between the Costco and everything else, hour and a half or more to kind of make happen for it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to set this to be, I'll be there right at open. So I'm going to say 9. No, I know what time it opens. It opens at, we'll do that. Heck it. So what I want to do is I want to talk to 2 actual business owners this week and find out what is disproportionately taking up their time, focus, and energy. Even as I talk and I do this, I recognize the level of uncertainty in what I'm saying and what I'm doing. Like, I don't actually know what the fuck's going on. And that the desire just to procrastinate and just avoid the problem is so high right now. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not allowing that to manifest or bring through. But I'm trying to use tools and software to make my life a little bit easier on me, but not quite there yet. I think that was the moral of this story. And ultimately what I want to do is not have the time blocks kind of like a background on it, but like not actually see them, because they're supposed to be there, I think, kind of more for framing. And then I actually look and there's like, here's the specific thing that you're actually freaking doing. And they're just supposed to be like a setup for what's going on. So, whatever. I've got stuff to do for the family. I guess that's what's important. I want to create 7 pieces of content. Today, the content is how I developed and reached out to an ideal customer avatar, where I will talk about that a little bit on this video. And then the plan is I will also do make videos on this, and then eventually it will also be like a little vlog post that I think is going to be the best way to put this up on LinkedIn, especially because like if I'm shirtless, that's not really going to help me. But that's what it is. Pardon me. Okay. But I have a few things like creating your first SOP, how to keep up a high energy workday, how to use a priority matrix, what it takes to run a successful meeting. There's just a few things. Like, I want to aim towards helping business owners. I don't 100% know what the problems that they need right now solved, but like, I want to discuss problems. I want to discuss solutions. I want to make it real. I want to make it actionable, because I have a skill set in this space. I have a skill set in making things better. I have a skill set in systems and processes and organization. It's presenting that in a way that makes sense and that makes a sale. And that goes with, I will talk to 2 actual business owners this week. So right now, this is what we are actually working on for this slot of time. And I also have this little timer here. That's what to keep me accountable of 99 minutes, because I find if I have a timer, I tend to work a little bit quicker. And that light is not really just for these video purposes. That is for seasonal affective disorder. where I get sad if I don't have stuff. If I don't have good light for me. So if I look upon all of these things, what I'm using is a process from Tony Robbins called the RPM system, which is the results planning method. Effectively, it's what is the specific results you want, prioritizing what is actually important, finding out why you want them or how they help into the greater mission, and then focusing on those things that actually matter. So and I definitely didn't perfectly organize these. So let's see what. Okay. And add actually one more for it. Okay. We're going to develop a specific hypothesis in which to test. And right now, as I'm sitting and I'm kind of doing this, I realize my brain is so scattered. Like, building from a foundation of just unease does not help anyone in any way. This specific project may take a little time. I wanted to hammer it out as much as I could on day one, as that is what called to me, and there's value in doing the hardest thing first. So I'm going to do the hardest thing first. We're going to do option 1. Let's see, write down who you would know. Five. And we're going to sort sending. Cool. So what we have done is this is going to be a prioritized. We're going to say this takes 15 minutes. So 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, so on. I've already burned through half an hour just getting this set up and talking. And the reality is we're going to burn through a little bit more because clearly as I stand here, as I'm jumping into this, as I'm trying to run the fucking show, I'm not showing up as my best self. Like, you listening to me right now would not buy from me. You would not talk to me. You would not have interest in me. I'm just some guy. So we're going to start off with fixing some of that so we can go forward. Here's how this is going to work. Everything starts with your state, how you are using your body, how are you adjusting your focus, how are you talking to yourself, the meaning you're associating with things. So it starts with your internal world. So if I want to change my external world, I have to change my internal world first. And even though I went on a run today, and even though I did partying and dancing and all those crazy things, like I have an internal world that I need to resolve clearly. All right, this is gonna bother me a little bit. My screen is here where I'm looking at that versus here. I like being able to have everything here. If I did this, It's not particularly an interesting backdrop. That is the more interesting backdrop. So I'm going to take a moment to adjust. Oh, no, I can't. Actually, I cannot adjust that. Okay, well, I will just suck it up, Buttercup. Here's how this is going to work. We're just going to start with some simple breathing and connecting. We're going to do this for a couple minutes, and we're going to dive in from there. And one of the ways that I will do this is I have this built in my Notion. You can use whatever it is you want. Also, Notion's a really cool tool. You can customize it. Power comes in response to a need, not a desire. I have like a version of myself and to a degree a mantra of this is the moment your whole life changes. And if you think that the present is where the moments change, where everything changes, where everything gets better, like, fuck, it's powerful. But I have a set of principles for habits that I do, and I have, gosh, there's so much shit I have to get into behind the scenes upon how this all works and goes together. I'm not going to explain everything all at once. So, that's funny. So we're going to take just 10 minutes of grounding and getting back to ourselves. And the other thing is I have specific habits I do. So I have one which is focused upon like growth and development, one which is focused upon the business, like mental growth and development, business, and then body. I did my basics in my body. I went and I did morning mobility. So that one's done. I would say that me doing this is a step towards that because I'm showing up. And like I need to refine these. I have multiple tiers of how each works. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Do you mind get everything out of here for it? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute this as I do this. And maybe what we'll do is stop. We're gonna put on some like background music. Some lo-fi music in the background. There we go. Let's do this. I'm going to mute the mic. I want to engage in this exercise. Feel free to join along with it. More to focus on who we need to be. We're going to show up. We're going to execute. Got it? Begin. Now, all I'm doing is I'm just getting stuff out of my head. This could be to-dos, this could be thoughts, this could be whatever it is. In this case, I already know what my to-dos kind of are. This is just allowing that background information to flow through, get out of your head. First part is 2 minutes. Second part is 1 minute of state change. We're going to do jumping jacks or dance, move my body, something. I also have a busted rib right now, so I'm going to be kind of careful with how I do this. Okay. Did something to change my body. Normally I would do a little bit higher energy, but that's what it is. All right, let's review. Mission, purpose, statement. You can write this down, but I have it written down and I can just revisit it. These are all my real inner thoughts, man. Great be said for happier world for others, my loved ones. I want to imagine, what if I could do it? What if I could pull off the impossible? What if I can make this impact? And I think it's important that not only as I engage with this, I talk about it. I discuss it with myself. I hear it from me. Because I don't want to be on my deathbed. How that goes to my potentials. My potential. Yeah, that makes it much clearer. Okay. In this case, there are not quite as many patterns that I'm looking for outside of... There's a lot of lack of hope and certainty that I see out of this. Okay. So I trusted myself to create a little bit of an answer. There is an AI that I've been using from Impact University, I think it is, which is a podcast and so on and so forth. And they have a cool little AI that they've built from, it's the Zero to Founder course. That's what it's called. And it's been a tool that's it's basically just a hypothesis testing. That's all it is. It's just the scientific process brought more into a business form and then using an AI to reflect shit back at you. It's basically what I did to myself. I'm gonna refine it a little bit more and then dive into what my ideal customer avatar is, about what I need to do and how that all works. But like, this is the gist of what I'm looking to do. Huh. Okay, I might change that so that you can see the. Nice. There we go. Cool. And the last thing I want to do is I want to see it as being done, already in progress. All right. So that ended up taking 13 minutes, but like I'm much more aligned upon what it is that I need to do. So oop, that's not what I wanted. So this is a cool little AI. There's frankly a lot of explanation that could be gone into this, and I'll just leave it for as questions need to be answered. Because, oh boy, like, I kind of started you in the middle of this journey. Deal with it. Okay. So one of the things that I'm looking at for now is there was a book I read a while back called $1 Million Weekend. Excellent idea. It fits very much with the start business in a weekend and make it as clear as possible. Sorry, I cannot multitask on this right now. Okay. So this just told me like a very simple approach. Like I want to get in with business owners and high performers and things along those lines. But like let's start with that. Let's start with just high performers. Let's start with this world. So what matters is getting the momentum to move fucking forward. So I am just going to utilize my existing contacts as much as I can.
Okay, so I have a concept for this. So like immediately I go into this like we're run instantly into GPT just being bleh. Okay, right? Like it's got its own language, it's got its own ways to say it, and I need this to be organic and sound like me. So as I do this, I'm messaging one of my buddies about this. I'm asking the exact questions that I'm trying to develop here. kind of like this last version that they have here. What's part of your role? I'm gonna do an area of your work. So I'm gonna go with what's an area of your work that's taking up more time and energy than it has any right to. So sent that. I'm gonna send it to 3 of my buddies. Cool. So I send it to 3 people that I already know and trying to get that to work. Whew. I'm gonna plug my new answer into my GPT. Make sure I have. Okay. I kind of like what I did, so I'm not going to adjust or change it. I've already sent out a few. Okay, immediately got a response from one. Okay. So I'm a little bit on the neurodivergent side, so it helps to kind of have a script for how things go. But ultimately, if I leave with curiosity, I get to the right direction. So I already had 2 responses, which was pretty freaking nice. So what I'm going to try to do next is use some of this that I've already had and try to get an intro with somebody a little bit higher up into the company and just kind of work my way up the chain. And I'm going to ask, again, I'm going to ask AI, I'm going to use tools, I'm going to use this as my reflection upon it. I have a good idea upon what to do, but I don't know it all. And so I read more, I research more, I try to understand more and more things to get to that new spot. Ooh, that was satisfying. Okay. What did he end up doing? Okay. Okay, so I've reached out to a few people. I got some element of responses. The process is still ongoing. We're fine. Let's go back to our drawing board, so to speak. That was some amazing progress already. I'm super proud of myself. So let's go back to talking to 2 actual business owners. Got to adjust where my timing of this works. So I did develop a specific hypothesis to test. So the specific hypothesis that I am working with is kind of refine this a little bit. I suppose I could just put this on my LinkedIn. Although I recognize the value of having a good fucking net. And my LinkedIn is kind of shit. Okay. All right, let's... Okay. I think LinkedIn's going to be my platform. Craft that. We're going to just... So, whoa. Let's... Hold on. Too many things that are going in too many different directions. So let's go for this. Okay, I did develop a specific hypothesis in which to test. I created a pitch, and I don't need to test it 73 times. I've not identified a specific... Like, it's... Really, it's just... I want to find out what their key problems are. So far, I've had a little bit of shit, but I've only had one, so we're working upon that. I don't really think I need a note upon that, because that's just maybe something simple, and delete. Cool. So, do I have a comment section in this, or... Bless you, kitty. Turn that into a call out. gonna just utilize everyone in my network. Nice. Okay. We're gonna copy that. We're gonna put this into that. Open. So we're gonna do LinkedIn as that. I have created, and I do need to do a public post. We'll send 15 DMs. We're gonna track responses. So I did craft 2 variations. I'll send a few more. I'm just gonna utilize my entire fucking network for this shit. We're gonna go from there. We're just fuck it. We're gonna express and use curiosity to get me through wherever this stage is. I'm gonna update this because I've done a lot of other shit since then. So I realized that my LinkedIn is very incomplete. It's not exactly the thing that solves all my problems, but it's what we got. Okay. Doing great. I think I need to learn how to make a really, really good LinkedIn. Yeah. Okay. See, I'm losing focus right now. I've got 30 minutes left in this cycle. Ish. Yeah. Wow, I've been recording for 120 minutes. Well, 80 minutes. That's how that timer works. So I need to create a piece of content. So I think this is actually going to be something that's going to be best served for that. Because that's going to be the ending. That's good. Oh, I got another response back, generating interesting and compelling slides. Like it takes days to get a deck of 10 slides that people can pay attention to. Okay, so there's three things that this dude's giving to me. Interesting and compelling slides. Takes days to get a deck of 10 slides that people can pay attention to. Okay. Let's test this. Generate interesting, compelling slides. Okay, let's go ahead and do something. What do we... we're gonna do something for me. So we're gonna develop a professional LinkedIn is going to be the first thing that we're gonna focus on. Okay. So okay. Okay. So here's what we're just gonna do. So we're gonna start with what is. I'm gonna make this.
You already ate.
Okay. So, developing a professional LinkedIn. So, I found some examples of it where it's networking, staying up to date, so on and so forth. This is an excellent post. Okay. I don't feel compelled on how to make a great fucking LinkedIn. Okay, let's give, like, I have in theory like 10 minutes left. So that's not going to be enough time to really like dive into this to any insanely high level degree. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the basics and the data that I have. I'm just going to take these two. I'm going to put this into a GPT. So I'm going to go into GPT. So I'm going to just say I want help in building a better LinkedIn. Okay, I just need to make it for me. So let's go into some of the best LinkedIn profiles. Let's see. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to simply go for basic stretches for desk workers. I know I can do this one. If you're like me, and you work at a desk for a living, lighting is butt tier. Let's see if we can do some. Whoop. What is that? Oh, because that last shadow is just me. All right, let's think. Let's just speak with what I know for it. All right, sweet. Basic stretches every desk worker needs to know. First, your hands are your gateway to life. I destroyed my hands by not taking care of my body and setting up my desk with proper ergonomics. Some of the things that I've done to help are: 1, take frequent breaks. Just take a break, get up and walk around. 2, ergonomic keyboard. Now, you don't have to go as crazy as what I have here, but an ergonomic keyboard and an ergonomic mouse that's vertical help out tremendously. Next, basic hand stretches. So for this case, we're going to go and grab into our thumb, and we're going to twist while pulling in, put out, pull in, pull out, pull in. We don't need to make this hard. We're just working muscle groups that we're not as used to. Or switch to the other side. And literally just do this when they start to ache, doing this when they start to feel weird. It's fine. Next, grab onto your fingers, bend them back. So grab on, stretch out, start low, up high, stretch, flip on over. Repeat. Few times. Another one that is incredibly important is all of our work we do is going to be more of a crunch style movement. You're typing down, you're using your mouse, you're clamping. Get yourself a set of rubber bands. You can go and to this grocery store and get some broccoli or things. These happen to be professionally based from Iron Mind. And what you want to do is you want to work your extensor muscles. So put them under your fingertips. Extend and stretch out and contract. Extend and stretch out, contract. Do this 20, 25 times or so each hand. For the sake of the video, I'm just doing a handful. What you want to do is, if you think upon, if you're using your body one way and you're not doing the other way, you overdevelop into that way, which is one of the reasons why desk workers, we're all hunched forward, text necked, and so on and so forth, versus being up and out. So what we want to do is we want to activate those other muscles to help prevent that overdevelopment, which is then going to prevent extra wear and tear that you don't necessarily need. Bonus is, if you got a few of these, take your hand, do rotations for it. Rotate your arm, rotate your wrist, rotate your elbow. Just find directions in which to play with. We just want to express our body and allow it to move. The server position, very, very helpful for it, but just allow your body to move. That is okay. And the final one we're going to do is work upon a posture exercise. So this is going to activate our upper back so we're actually sitting with a good posture. So we're going to make little monkey paws or cats, whatever you prefer. We're going to put them at our temples, and we're going to retract our back. We're going to go forward. We're going to try to touch our elbows together. We're not forcing it. This is meant to be a gentle movement. It's about 20 times. You might hear your back pop. That's fine. And again, don't force this. Don't make this overly difficult. What this will do is it'll activate your upper back muscles, your mid back as well. And it will correct your posture. You might have noticed, even as I did this, my shoulders are going to be more in line, and often my hips will be more in line. And they're not going to be out of balance as they do this. So those are some really basic ways to get started stretching at your desk in a way that actually supports you and prevents you from busting up your body like I have. Boom! Video done. Cool. And while I did that, I had LinkedIn, and I had various LinkedIn accounts and profiles set up so that I have basically an overhaul plan. This is how you use AI. You don't use it to do the creation. You use it to do the background stuff. It is your assistant intelligence. And that's doing because I've made some progress in there. And I've done a white collar mobility. What I'm going to do is now take this and just get it up online perfectly right now. Go on to the tiki takis. Your hand. Cool. Boom. Video posted. Cool. Fucking done. All right. With that, I have spent all the time on my clock. I've created a video. I've made some form of progress with the business. Let's find out what we need to do next, and then we're gonna get this thing up online. So I have some things to kind of follow up with on this. So like, you know, I reached out to some people. Okay, let's see what we need to actually do next for it. So I reached out to a few people that I know. So I did there. And do a public post. I want to work more upon my business. So we're gonna do like my LinkedIn. Let's fucking go. Come on. There we go. I created a specific pitch. That's done. It's not even really necessary. So I'm just going to, that wasn't needed. And that wasn't needed. I had to write down. I just had to reach out to people. So like a lot of the shit that I'm doing, it's like, and this, cool. I made progress. I worked within my timeline, and we're done. Big part of what I want to do is focus just on executing things in a fixed amount of time to get shit done. So I still have reach outs for people. I still have follow-ups to do. I still need to make things more valuable. Okay. Go make a project of this. I want to create them ideally on my LinkedIn, but like, damn. I have no idea where that shit went. Because I did have it written out. Okay, well, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go back here. go and take... If I did that... Bro. Thank you. Thank you. All the rest of that's fine. This is actually what I need to focus on. I can do this today. Get it all done today. I've got other stuff to do upon this. I have a good direction. I've made progress. I did my 100 minutes. Let's focus on everything else. Let's take a break, and then we'll go back to what's next still. I'm ending the recording. That is end of vlog for the day one of beginning this shit.